Hey, this is John Young. This is the next entry into the ACL After 50 series. I believe this is going to be entry 4 or 5. This is the day after surgery. Yesterday we had the procedure done. It's about an hour from here, approximately. And what they ended up doing is going in, and I'll kind of go through the whole day, but they ended, for the short version, they ended up going in and replacing the ACL, and they had to do some work on the meniscus to secure it. So that's the short version. Now we'll go through pretty much the step-by-step of what happened. So we have to check in. My check-in time was around 12:30 for about 1:30, 2 o'clock procedure, somewhere in that ballpark. So that means no eating, and the midnight before, and then I could drink all the way up till about 10 a.m. Clear fluids type of a thing. So you get kind of hungry when you're 12 hours plus from the time you, in essence, would have stopped. You're supposed to stop eating till then. I actually ate about 8 o'clock the night before, so it was a little longer than that, but not a big deal. So we get there, and they go through their prep and get everything, labeling you the proper leg, with the marker thing, and go through all the procedures and of the dangers and risks and whatever else they do, and putting all the nice bands on. So then we went back to the pre-op area. And then they ended up doing a block. So they put an IV in back in the room. Then when we went in, they did a block. And there's 2 different types of blocks that they can use on the knee for this. It's not so much for the procedure comfort. It's the after comfort right now. There's a femoral block, which they'll put in kind of like right on the front of your hip. And that would basically make it so you have little feeling on anything from that point on down. So your quad would basically be numb and down knee and the front of your leg. The second way is they can go into the side of your knee, and that's what they did with me. Is they just went into the side of that and put it in right away. Not so much that it would again help with the surgery, but the idea is that after surgery it was done, so then they could wrap me up and in essence send me home. The surgery. They ended up going in, and it's orthoscopic, so they went in there and were kind of looking around a little bit to see specifically, what kind of damage was done with the ACL. And it sounds like there was some fragments there, but I was just reading the report, and it sounds like some of the fragments had adhered to the posterior cruciate ligament. So that was kind of interesting. But it was basically the ACL wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing anymore at a decent level, and the meniscus sounds like it was looser. It loosened a different way than what she had expected. So she did a stabilizing of the meniscus, and sounded like she was pretty happy with that, according to the video that she came in when she talked to Lori afterwards. I didn't get to meet her or talk to her because I was pretty much buzzed yet. And then they went and did the ACL and prepped it all up, and here we are. So I'm here. Now this is the next day, because that would have been about, probably 22 hours ago is when we had the procedure. I ended up going home about, it was after 6 o'clock, and that was mainly because I was feeling a little nauseous from the procedure, which was kind of something. I think that they were talking about giving me a narcotic while we were there, and I think they might have done that, and I just don't do well with narcotics. So right now my ibuprofen and such is kind of my go-to for pain control, because I know I can handle those well. Narcotics usually make me kind of tippy, and then they make me nauseous, and I don't care for that feeling at all. So I'm here. This is the knee brace that I'm wearing wherever I go, and of course this was given to me 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. Physical therapy got it all set for me. It's off right now because I have this bridge system. It's a little continuous icing system. So I've got this knee brace, and I'm going to do another video on it to show you more about that. But it's a wrap on my knee that has the Velcro straps, and then it's got this little tank down below that has ice water in it. And then what it does is it just slowly circulates that ice water to keep this cold, but not quite as severely cold as direct ice would be. It also has, why I went with this one instead of some of the other ones, is that it has a little compression capability to it. So it will literally kind of pump up, compress on the leg, and then it'll go down, but the circulation continues. So that's really what I wanted to have, is something that would do both of those, and that's why I went that. Again, future video, I'll dig into that one and get you guys the links for that. So right now, because of that block, my kneecap down to front, my shin and such is pretty much all that's numb. I can't really feel it. I have movement of my foot. I can tighten up all my muscles in the the quads and the hamstrings, and I have control of everything. It's just that knee's pretty stiff right now, so I'm not doing too much. As far as to change or check the range of motion, I can take the things off and kind of do that. Can't put weight on it. That's again, so as soon as I get up from the chair, that brace will go on before I get off the chair. But just in the kind of sitting down in the range of motion, I can go almost about there. That's kind of there. About there's my range of motion right now. Just not as much, but again, it's a day from surgery, so I'm not going to push anything here. Just kind of sit and do that, and let the ice do its thing, and then hopefully here in a couple of days, once the block wears off, which could be today, could be tomorrow, whenever it wears off, I'm hoping that doesn't lead me to another round of severe knee pain. And it hasn't been severe at all. The biggest thing yesterday was the nausea from the narcotics, I'm going to guess. Or it could be from the anesthetics too. I don't know, but it took until the 8 or 9 o'clock last night before I took a bite of peanut butter bread, and it's like, no. And then a half hour to 45 minutes later, I was good, and I was able to get a little food in me, and then I could start with the ibuprofen. So I wanted to have some food going in before taking that. So day one here after post-surgery with the block and everything. Pain isn't that it's clumsy. I'm clumsy on crutches. I was practicing ahead of time. Went upstairs, came back down just to prove I could do it. Spent the night in this chair, this recliner. So I tipped it back and put pillows on there, trying to keep that leg as straight as possible. But in reality, it wasn't very straight. But we'll try with that. But we'll to do a little bit better job with that this evening as we go. So anyway, this is day one. I'll be continuing to give you updates on a regular basis of the process and such, and of the pain issues and flexibility and how everything's going. This is John Young. Thank you for watching.